Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move this week. With us is Bloomberg News cross-asset reporter Emily Grafeo, because even if the markets seem to be business as usual-ish, there's always something moving in a big way.
There is. Today, it happens to be one of the biggest stocks, one of the most well-known companies in the U.S. It's Apple, down as much as 5%. Right now, it's down about 4%. But the reason why this stood out to me is because this was a week of Mag 7 earnings, and Apple's really the only one that is in the red. And it's also on a day when the NASDAQ 100 is almost up 2%. Like, it's a broad-based rally. And yet, none of that was enough to keep investors, I guess, focused away from the fact that Apple said China sales were disappointing. They warned about the impact of tariffs. Tim Cook said that U.S. tariffs on foreign imports will add $900 million in costs.
That's real money. That's real.
In the current period. Yeah, I mean, that's like the market cap of some other companies that sometimes we talk about here. And then two rare downgrades coming today from Apple. Jefferies cutting the stock to underperform, and also Rosenblatt Securities downgrading the stock to neutral from buy, which is... There's 35 buys right now on Apple.
That's what
the terminal. I was trying to get at. Mark Gurman was on. I was trying to see if I could get a sense here if there's like a new bearishness to this stuff. There isn't.
Well, I mean,
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there is.
The dam is breaking.
I mean, people don't do sells easily. And there are 4 sells on this stock.
Yeah. I mean...
But I agree with you. There's still
betting against Apple long term, I think... No,
proven not to be wise.
It's proven not to be wise, depending on your time horizon.
It's only a $3 trillion market cap company.
Yeah, I mean, some of these price targets, they are for like 1 year ahead. So we did have it's notable when you see people come out and be bearish against Apple, because like you said, the consensus is typically pretty bullish.
Another stock on the move, Duolingo.
Yeah, so
the prominent language translation application. No, but my kids use it, and they were sad when that owl disappeared. Like Duo the owl disappeared.
Right.
Duo always was shaming them into not. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Well,
I digress.
The stock is up a ton right now. It's up 18%. And what was interesting is that they're growing in part to their AI-powered video call feature. So I don't use Duolingo, but also a lot of friends do. So I know that it's growing in popularity, and you can see that reflected in the earnings. But specifically this AI video, I actually looked up on YouTube, like, what is it? And you can converse with AI. So, you know, when you're trying to learn a language, and like, you can't have anything that mimics.
We're going into a really strange reality, but go ahead.
Like, you can't mimic a real conversation, and how unpredictable people can be when you're actually trying to speak to them in their native language.
If they laugh at you, for instance.
This app now
is
using AI.
Accent is off.
To simulate that.
To kind of simulate that. Wow. And they have this like sarcastic character that you converse with, and you have to like adapt to its personality.
Did you like it?
His name is Tim Stanovic.
I mean, it was just a little video that I saw. It looked really promising.
This company. Tim loves this company.
He would really be into like,
he loves this company.
Language. What a year.
Well, now I know what I'm going to do maybe this week.
Right.
It's up almost 50% this year.
Yeah, just a ton of growth there. Subscriptions for their highest price tier grew in part again to that AI-powered video feature. They now have 10.3 million paying subscribers.
Wow. What a great way to learn a language, right? Like, everybody's like the tapes, and you say it, and it's like
the tapes,
the tapes,
right. That's so much easier.
My
than
7th
like
grade
real
Spanish
teacher
embarrassing me in the class. Block. Let's talk about Block.
Okay, so Block shares. Very different than Duolingo.
Different story.
Different story here, down 20% right now. This is a digital payments company. They actually had seen their biggest intraday drop since March 2020, but pared that drop just a little bit, but it's still really down a lot today. They have a Cash App card spending unit, and you can kind of read into the macro in these results. So they said that the largest hit from spending came from declines in discretionary spending. So people pulling back on travel and media. People were still spending on essentials like gas and groceries. What kind of signal is that telling us about the economy?
Yeah, right?
You know, people aren't going out and spending travel, so.
But they are spending on language translation, learning languages. I don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah,
what
so
that
maybe
tells us
they're
about the
planning to
macro. I feel
travel in
confused
David,
by
the
that.
have you heard about the AI
I'm sorry.
trade?
Okay, all right.
Anything with
AI in any language.
Right. And Block also cut their gross profit guidance for the full year. So
Okay.
that was kind of the headline there,
And
driving
this is the theme of
shares
the
down.
week and the several weeks that we've been through.
Yes, cutting the outlook or getting rid of it entirely.
Yeah.
Stock's down 45% year to date. Ouch. A lot of it because of today's move. Emily, thank you.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.